I too much like guidance and counseling course. I want to welcome you to today's lecture, or today's tutorial. We are still on examinations tips and tutorial for our student or for our mates that came late. And today we want to be looking at guidance and counseling, course code 712. This tutorial is organized by No Big Deal Academy and is being presented by Salah Rahim to PGD NTI students Kubwa branch. Thank you. So our objectives of this tutorial is to cover from what is guidance to nature of human development and intervention. So our today's agenda is to what? Number one is to know what is guidance and counseling, difference between counseling and guidance, purposes of guidance and counseling, needs for guidance and counseling, types of guidance and counseling, characteristics of guidance and counseling, roles of guidance and counseling, and guidance and counseling to different school members, guidance and counseling services, the nature of human development and intervention. So what I would just say about this course is that we should please try and read very well. This course is very big. It's very, very big, and we are yet to finish. So I want us to also master some definitions from different authors so that we can get familiar to it. It's very simple to read and it's very easy to understand. And again, it will even help us to be able to behave in our society and to also help those people that they are not doing well in type of behaviors or in they are having difficulties in the way they behave. So in this course will help us to guide them, tell them what is necessary and what is not good in lives. So the lecturer is taking it from our textbook, so we don't have any option to start searching for, except if you don't understand anything about what she's saying. But we are asked to focus on what is in the text for exam purpose. Because if everybody is to be using what they have on their head, many people will even write textbooks. But let us do the needful. Let's follow what is in the textbook. So good Lord, let's get started immediately. So the first thing on our table is what is guidance and counseling. So this guidance and counseling, we are going to divide it into two. We'll look at the meaning of guidance and we'll look at the meaning of counseling. And also we'll also look at different authors that contributed to these definitions. So when they tell you guidance, this is the helping someone. When you are helping someone to make good choice, you are choosing for someone or decisions, especially in learning or lives. So you find yourself as the person that gives people's choice or decisions, especially in learning or life, that means you are doing counseling. Sorry, you are doing guidance. So, and if you find yourself to be giving people advice and support to someone who is facing problem or challenges, to help them feel better or make good decision, that means you are doing what? Counseling. So when you now say guidance and counseling together, this is a life-changing process, the outcome of which can make the life of an individual. So we have different authors that define guidance, and we have another authors that define counseling. So I will just pick like one from each, then you can go ahead and read the remaining one in your textbook so that we can make it fast. So according to Stazer and Stone, 1976, he said guidance is to direct, pilot, or guide. So this is explaining that when you are directing people, when you are guiding people on what they want to do, that is what Stazer says, and Son. That is what they say in 1976. So, and in counseling, I have Akinade et al., 1996. He sees counseling as a more open and less directive. It's more open and less directive method of helping in which alternative and laid open before the client, and the final decision is left for him or her to take. So there are alternatives, and both alternatives are being open to help their client make their decision, and their decision is left to them. That is what Akinade et al. Said in 1996. So I want us to go back to our textbook to pick all those definitions. At least if you can master like 5, is enough. So let's go to the differences between counseling and guidance. Differences between counseling and guidance. So we're picking it one after the other. When we pick counseling, we'll talk about guidance too. So number one differences is that counseling is when someone listens to your problem. When someone listens to your problems and helps you find a way to solve them. So when you report to person that this so thing is doing me, and the person were able to listen and help you find a way to solve them, that person, we can refer the person as a counselor, and the process of doing that is called counseling. And number one of guidance is when someone gives you advice on what to do, like choosing right friends or studying well. So maybe you went to someone, you tell them that this problem now, this is what I have, and it's giving me a concern, and the person were able to now give you advice to choose right. So when you combine the two, it's called guidance and counseling. The counseling there is when the person have the ability to listen to you and help you find or solve the problem by providing guidance to your problem. Then you were able to choose right. Then number two is that counseling helps people feel better when they are sad, worried, or confused. And in guidance, it helps people plan their future, like choosing a school career. Guidance will allow you to know that you are good in techniques, you are good in talking, you are good in writing. Then they will help you to provide the appropriate course that it will help you in your life so that you will not choose wrong. Then counseling is usually given by a trained counselor or psychologist. It is not everybody that is qualified to be counseling. It is a professional course that you need to be trained as a counselor or as a psychologist. That is what it means here. And again, we have guidance as can be given by teachers, parents, or other peoples. So guidance is not that you need to go to school before you can guide anybody. So these are the categories of people that you can find under guidance, because they have experience in life. Like teachers, they have passed through some experience in life, so they can give you guidance. My brother, don't pass this through way. It's not good. Do this. Or your parents, they will tell you, don't mingle with bad friends when you reach school. Or older peoples where they are already old, they can tell you more about this. So they know more about lives. They can correct you. Do this, don't do this. Then number 4 is giving. That is, counseling is given when a person already has a problem and need help to solve it. So you can only be asking for counseling only when you are in problem and you want a solution to it. So that's why we normally find this in marriage, whereby I say marriage, go and meet counseling, go and meet your counseling so that it will counsel you on what to do. It's because you are already expressing some problems in your family. So you meet counseling to guide you, to counsel you. And this time around, guidance is given before a person faces a problem to prevent mistake. So if I were you, I would prefer to choose guidance to counseling, because it will allow me to be able to prevent some mistakes. So I will not need counseling, because when you make mistakes, that means some other damages has occurred already and you are trying to solve them. Then last but not the least in our list here is to focus. That's counseling. It focuses on listening and understanding feelings before giving solutions. Anybody that you can call a counselor, it must have that feelings that you are feeling also. Maybe you run to your counselor that you need counseling on so problems. So your counseling should have that feelings for you also, to be able to listen and understand your feelings. React the way you are reacting, so that it will put you to its own soul and be able to counsel you very well. Then number 5 of guidance, it focuses on giving advice and instructions. So if you choose anybody as your guidance, there will be an advice giver. Don't enter so day. Don't come so time. There is evil, there is bad thing. Those are the things you'll be hearing from your guidance. Before you marry, do this. Before you go to school, do that. That is for guidance. I hope you understand the meaning and the differences between the two now, the guidance and the counseling. And when you bring the two together, So when you say guidance, that means it's normally occur before counseling. Guidance is when you do not have problem at all, but you don't want to have. And while counseling is when you are already in problem and you are looking for a way to solve them. So I hope you understand it now. So both of them, they are playing a very vital role in women's lives. So if you have any issue, you can meet your counseling. It will advise you on what next to do. And if you don't want to continue, or if you don't want to continue having that issue, you can meet your guidance on the next steps to do. So I wish you all the best. Till now, we proceed to purposes. That is purposes of guidance and counseling. So when you say purposes, it means that why do we need this guidance and counseling? Or you can say the reason we need guidance and counseling. We have different authors that talk about this. Among them is Ocon, 1984, Safar, 1978, and Makinde, 1976. So I want you to look at your text or your material to be able to figure out those people who contributed to the purposes of guidance and counseling and follow what they say. So number one from the list we have here is helping individuals understand themselves. And it continues by saying guidance and counseling aim to assist individuals in identifying their strengths, weakness, ability, and potential. So this particular person now is trying to tell us that guidance and counseling, it helps them to make better life decisions. And this particular speculation is coming from Makinde, 1976. And a good example is that a student who is good in arts but weak in maths may be guided to pursue a career in graphics design. So those are the kind of speculative those authors give. So I will just look at 2 or 3 so that we move to the other subtopics. So number 2 is that it's providing career information and opportunities. So guidance and counseling, it helps people to become aware of available job opportunity and how to grow in them. This one is coming from Safar, 1978. So he's saying that counselors also help to correct any wrong information about careers. Like for example, a counselor may explain to a student that computer engineering is not only about fixing laptops, but involves programming, system design, and networking. So let's moving on to number 3. This one says that it's supporting educational choices. This one is coming from Makinde, 1976. It's saying counseling guides students in making proper academic decisions, such as choosing subjects or furthering their education. For example, a student may choose science in senior secondary school after realizing they want to become a doctor. So I want you to go through your purposes and make your choices. Thank you. So sorry. So we are moving on to next one. which says the needs for guidance and counseling. Guidance and counseling, that is the needs. But before we move to the needs, what are the principles of guidance and counseling? What I mean by principle of guidance and counseling is basic truth about the practice of guidance and counseling. What are the basic truths that if you tell people, they'll say, yes, it's true, yes. That is what they do. So this particular one is coming from Okon, 1984, and Idowu, 1998. If saying that the number one principle or number one basic truth is that individual differences must be repeated. That is, every person is different in abilities, their needs and goals. So guidance must be personalized to suit each individual. For example, while one student may want to be a lawyer and another may prefer being a fashion designer. So guidance and counseling should have the ability to be able to personalize, to switch each individuals, to be able to switch individuals. You should be able to understand individuals' interests. That is what this one is saying. Then number two is that confidentiality is key. That is, whatever is shared with a counselor must be kept private unless there is a threat of life or safety. Example, if a student talks about family issues, it stays confidential. So if you want to become a counselor, you must not be saying everything you hear. You must learn how to keep quiet sometimes. Then try to protect people's you should try to protect every information shared to you, because they believe that whatever they say to you, it is confidential. So number three, basic truth is that participation should be voluntary. No one should be forced to take counseling. It must be done willingly for it to be effective. You cannot force anybody to be counseling people. Like me now, I love counseling and I love guidance. So you cannot be expecting your relative to like it also. It should be done willingly. And it's not everybody that can do it. If you know that you cannot keep people's information privately, so you don't need to go there. So, for example, a student should not be changed or should not be dragged into the counseling office. It is done willingly. I want to go there to counsel me, or I want to be a counselor. And number four of this is that guidance is a continuous process. It doesn't stop. Guidance and counseling are needed throughout different stages of life, from school to adult. For example, career counseling may be needed after graduation to choose a job path. And my last but not the least is to encourage self-discipline. Is to encourage self-decision making. Counseling should help individuals make their own choices, not force decision onto them. For example, a student decides to study law after exploring options, not because the counselor told them to. So let's be guided and follow the basic truths. So, and the next is the needs. The needs for guidance and counseling. So when they say needs, that is the importance of guidance and counseling. Guidance and counseling have become essential in many educational systems due to various challenges and changes in Nigeria. Several factors have contributed to the needs for it. So what are the factors that contributed to the needs? Number one factor is increasing school enrollment. As a student members continue to rise, guidance and counseling help students make informed choice about their studies and future careers, ensuring they are well prepared for the job market. Number two needs, it needs for skilled workforce. With shortages in technical and professional sectors, counseling guides students towards fields with job opportunity, helping building a self-reliance economy. And number three is that technological advancement. Automation is changing job types and skills. So counselors help students prepare for these changes by guiding them on skill development and adaptability. So we have another one, which is youth development needs. So young people face challenges such as identity, values, relationships, and independence. Counseling supports them in navigating these developmental stages. And number five, it's changes in education system. So frequent changes in the structure and calendar of the education system can confuse students. So counseling helps. It helps them adjust and plan effectively. And number six, which is the last we are going to talk about, is that it helps in family life changes. Modern family dynamics and urban lifestyle influence children's values and behaviors. Counselors support students in adjusting to these changes. So, these are the needs of guidance and counseling that we will need to be following if we want to enjoy the counseling. So the next one here is types of guidance and counseling. What are the types of guidance and counseling? So when you say types, it means the categories. How can you categorize guidance and counseling? So number one category is that we categorize it based on educational guidance. So on these categories, it helps students improve learning and reach academic potential. The second types, it is being categorized under vocational guidance. That is, it assists students in choosing suitable and realistic careers. Number three types, it's personal and psychological. Is an aspect of counseling that deals with diverse personal problems. This one is personal, stated by Olusakin, 1996. And among the types again is that it is a rehabilitation, that is rehabilitation that deals with problems arising from sudden life disruption, that is associated with disabling accidents, wars, natural catastrophes, e.g. floods. So if you want to become a guidance and counseling, if you want to join guidance and counseling, you can pick from this or you choose from all. So you can decide to be an educational guidance, you can decide to be a vocational guidance, or personal and psychological. So these are the types I have with me here. We'll still have more in the textbook or in the material that can guide you more. So we are just trying to remind ourselves what we have learned and our benefits of this tutorial. So moving on to the characteristics of a guidance counselor. So, but before we go to the characteristics of a guidance counselor, is that we need to know what is a counselor first. And what we mean by counselor, what we mean by characteristics is that we are looking to the qualities or the features a guidance counselors must have. So we start with the definition first. As a professionally trained individuals. So guidance counselor is a professional trained individuals who helps others understand themselves, make decisions, and face challenges. Not everyone who gives advice is a counselor. Just note that. So having said that, now we can move to the characteristics or the qualities of a guidance and counselor. So according to APGA, that is American Personal and Guidance Association, APGA, it believes or it provided several ways we call characteristics. So number one characteristic that he gave is that he said believe in each person as an individual. You don't need to be looking for another separate information apart from the one they give you. So you have to just believe in each person as an individual. Whatever they tell you, believe. That's part of the characteristics you should have. Then another number two is that commitment to human values. You should be ready at all times to listen to problems, solving problems for human being. And number three is that alertness to the world. Number four is open-mindedness. Be ready to listen to jargons. Be ready to listen to stories. Then number five is self-understanding. Try to understand yourself first. If you don't understand yourself, how do you want to understand people? So know yourself first. It's part of the characteristics. And number six of the characteristics is that it's a professional commitment. So you should be professional enough. You should have passed through some knowledge or trainings to become a guidance and counseling. This particular list of characteristics is from APGA. And we have another one from Chopke. This one is spelled Chopke, if you can pronounce it well. And this particular characteristics is coming from 1978 by Nkk et al. And he gave only 4. As number one is has the ability to relate well to all types of people. You should be able to relate, be able to put yourself in some other people's way of life. And number two is that you should have sincere interest in people and their welfare. Number three is objective viewpoint. And number four is high moral values and leadership ability. So these are the 4 characteristics it gives. So having said that, we move to the personality attributes of a good counselor. Number one attribute is that his caring attitude and sincere interest in people. Number 2 attributes or personal attributes is flexible in thoughts and action. Number 3, it is pleasant and approachable. Number 4 is calm to be calm under pressure. Number 5 is to be patient, resourceful, dedicated. Number 6 is sense of humor. Number 7, you should be intelligent, that is above average. Number 8 is to be friendly, cooperative, and sincere. Number 9 is to be devoted to duty. Number 10 attributes, you should be emotionally stable and mature. Don't allow anything to move you. No matter how strong the thing is, you should be able to stand by yourself. Then, last but not the least, is to show sympathy and empathy. When you see something that you need to be concerned of, to sympathize. And when it needs to be to show empathy, you should be able to empathize. So these are the personal attributes a good counselor should have. So we are moving on to the role of a guidance and counseling different school members. So these particular roles, I mean that the part or the guidance play, that is the part the guidance play, that's what I mean by the role. What are the parts they play? So according to Makinde 1983, he said that the remedial role is number 1, play. A guidance counselor plays. That is, it helps solve current problems. And number 2 role is that it's called preventive role. On this role, it helps to avoid future problems. And number 2 roles is educative or developmental role. This particular, it helps individual develops their potential. So that is what Makinde says. Then according to APA, and APA so according to APA, the full meaning of APA is American Psychological Association. So he stated his own, like that guidance and counseling provides guidance in school, clinics, and industry. That is where you can find guidance and counseling. He also proceeded to number 2, that it helps in collect data through interviews and observation. And again, number 3, he said that it's used and interprets psychological tests. So number 4 is that it evaluates data and refer cases if needed. And also number 5 is that it conducts therapeutic interviews and goal settings. So we have a lot of ways. APA said that guidance, the roles of guidance and counselors in our societies. So counselors, according to Nweke et al., is therefore an expert in his areas of specialization and also has cultivated skills in helping people understand their situation, clarify their values, and mistake-informed decision for which they assume responsibilities. So that are the roles. So now let's move on to the roles. Let's move on to the roles of a guidance counselors of different school members. So the guidance and counseling roles to students. Number 1 roles, it helps students understand themselves. Number 2, it helps students adjust to school and personal challenges. Number 3, it gives information about jobs and careers. Number 4, it provides apps for further studies. And number 5, it orientates new students on how to go about school careers. And number 6, it refers students to special classes if needed. So these are the roles to students. And roles to teachers, it encourages, number 1 is that it encourages teachers' involvement in guidance. Number 2, it helps teachers understand and support students. Number 3 role, it guides teachers on how to help students with learning problems. Among the roles also, it promotes positive teachers, student relationships. And lastly, it discusses the curriculums and its effectiveness. So to school administrations, number 1 is it gives advices on handling school issues, give advices on school disciplines, help reduce conflict between staffs and students, assist with students' admission and orientations, and lastly, it arranges school tests and extracurricular activities. And also, it doesn't stop there, it proceeded to parents. So guidance and counseling helps parents understand their children's strengths and weaknesses. Number 2, it encourages parents' involvement in guidance activities. Number 3, it gives parents useful school information. Number 4, it explains their children's needs in school and career. And number 5, it helps reduce unnecessary spending on students. So that is what guidance and counseling has contributed to many people. So in summary of what we have been discussing is that guidance and counselor is specially trained to help people with personal, school, or career issues. Their work supports students, teachers, school leaders, and parents. And their role is important in ensuring students grow well and avoid future problems. So these are what the guidance and counseling have been helping us in our society. So moving on to the next one, which is guidance and counseling services. So how is these services helping? How is it helping us? So let's say, what is the guidance services? So these are the activities in school that helps the student to facilitate their learning. That means when you are talking about the guidance and counseling services in school, this service are the activities in school that helps the student to facilitate their learning. So guidance and services is a cluster of services all aimed at helping a person to understand self and take appropriate steps in educational, occupational, and life planning generally. It is also concerned with satisfying youth and adults to reduce their emotional, personal, social issues for better adjustments to life goals. In fact, it is a lubricant that makes the entire school programs run smoothly. This particular definition and speculation is coming from Denya 1986. So we have some, under this guidance and counseling, we have some steps, learning steps. So the learning steps we have is learning how to help person, and then help to satisfy youth and lubricant. So if you want to learn this particular definition, you should be considering some key points like helping person, the steps, and then satisfying youth. So that's how to memorize some things if you are getting it more difficult. So you can look up to another definition in the textbook so that you can have more than 2 or 3 definitions yourself. So let's go to guidance and guidance services in school. So these are the services provided in school by guidance. So number 1 service is appraisal services. This is a service that is used to collect information or the individual so as to help in the process of counseling, assessing some attitudes or keeping an individual records. So for the process of counseling, we can collect student record using CRF. This CRF is the full meaning of cumulative record folder. Those are the folder. This is the folder we keep all the records of those people who have counseled according to the lecturer, according to the professor that is teaching us. That is what she said. It says CFR is helping us to keep all the records. That is a record folder that we help to keep all our guidance informations. So another service is information service. This is the collection of data for the clients. So the client supplies of information of student, that is everything about the student, social personal information. Then it will be given to counseling, and the counseling will look into that. So another services is that it's a placement service. This service, the goals of this service is to assist students to secure appropriate placement in a program of study, work, ward, a treatment, or a work study program. That is checking the ability, interest of a child in order to help him or her for appropriate placement. And number 4 is referral services. That is when you have tried all your best. You have given the services to someone else. When you cannot continue, there is a route for termination. You can terminate. So I'm having a low battery. So after these services, we are going to stop. Then we are going to continue next time. So the last but not the least here is counseling services. This is a face-to-face relationship between a counselor and his or her client or student to talk on an issue that worries the client in order to solve or understand them more. So we have gone too far. And the next in this thing is our second to the last lecture, and we are going to be discussing it along with our last lecture before we meet next Saturday by the grace of God, or even after Saturday. But whenever we want to continue with guidance and counseling, we are going to continue from nature of human development and intervention. This time around, we'll be looking at the nature, that is next class, we'll be looking at the nature of intervention the nature of human development and intervention. So if you are enjoying this guides or tutorial, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's part of encouragement that can motivate me, that you are really following. You can comment, likes, and encourage me.